this. Okay. This is the day that we were gonna go see this is when she asked about me being on the big screen. This is when we went to go see Thor. And she asked about me being on the big screen and if that's how she was gonna see me. And I just laughed. I didn't know how to answer that question. And my friend is now dead. This is the scene where all my girlfriends are crying. In the movie, she's supposed to be my best friend, which is Billy the Kid's girlfriend in the movie. This little boy is Billy the Kid's friend. This is one of the outfits I had to change twice for 2 different scenes on the movie The Kid. They really threatened everybody that day. No photos, please. I was like, yeah, I'm going to take them seriously on that one. This is the director, Vincent D'Onofrio. And that's where it all started.
You gotta set time for children, and I think my mom definitely did that, especially when she was single. She really tried hard to balance her life between work and having time for us. She definitely sacrificed a lot for us, especially she managed to sacrifice a lot of her time. She worked multiple jobs, and I think it's kind of cool to see where she is now. I think she did a very great job. So I could definitely say I was grateful for that.
Hey, sis. Let's do this.
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, looks great.
These are for State Farm Stadium for security. Tell them no, they can't bring in weapons to our stadium. We have to at least look nice while we're doing it.
Are those buy one get one free too?
Oh my God, yeah. 8.5 and 8. Seeing that it is. Those are cute. I even got the matching socks. Yeah. Well, now that football season is here, I'm going to be pretty booked up, pretty busy. So we're only supposed to wear all black shoes and khaki pants, and they give us a uniformed t-shirt and it says security on the back, so I'm a security officer there. I usually check people's bags, make sure that we follow NFL policy. So people hide some crazy shit in some crazy places, so we have to check the men's hats, and we have to do different things like that because they'll hide liquor in their hats. People hide things in their bras, weapons, all kinds of crazy stuff. It's a fun job, but it's also embarrassing because we have to like pat people down in places that, you know, they think we're not supposed to touch them, but we have to touch them. Stupid. Once I'm done doing all that nonsense, I get to go inside, which is much nicer because I get to hang out with some of the kids, and halftime is already over and they've already had a lot of drinks, and it's different because they've gotten looser and they've gotten a lot more mouthy, so they're friendlier and they could give 2 shits who's winning anymore. They just want to have a good time. I just got to make sure that everybody else is having a good time and they don't disrupt their why everyone else is there. So just to keep an eye on everyone.
While wearing khaki pants.
The khaki khaki pants, I think, is just so that we all look uniformed and stay professional and they could spot us. It's so funny. The khaki pants, oh god. They make my butt look flatter than it already is.
You want to take these?
No, I just wanted to see if he would come out and get wet. He did.
Yeah. Okay.
This year, 2023, we're hosting the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 57. I am going to do security for this Super Bowl. I remember we had 2 Super Bowls here at this stadium. And this will be the 3rd Super Bowl here at this stadium. We've had 3 Super Bowls in Arizona. One was at the Tempe Stadium. So Super Bowl 57 makes 4 Super Bowls in Arizona. It's gonna get crazy here. We've made about $7 million in Glendale alone, which was held in 2015. We're expected to make about $1 billion.
I'm on break. I'm at the Super Bowl. Been here since 5 o'clock in the morning. Got an orange. Got a little bee visiting me right now. He's kind of annoying, but yeah, it was a blast. Chris Stapleton sang. Rihanna sang. Just amazing. So my Super Bowl day was amazing. Yay. Good night. Good night. Good night.
I think it's really cool that she's pursuing it and she's still like very much into it and passionate about doing it. And she kind of hasn't like let really a lot of like things limit her. Because she started it, I would say maybe 5 or 6 years ago is when she really got into it and she started to really like it. And I think it's really cool that like it was kind of like a very unexpected like change in her, that just one day she kind of wanted to get into it and she's stuck with it since. The scenes that she was in, the movie parts that she has done, she'll send them to us and we would like watch them and like look out, like she would show us like where she was in the scene and how like all the behind the scenes about it and how it was shot, where it was shot and everything.
Shake it. Come on, put your hand. I'm walking here. I'm walking. Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown. No wire hang. Shaken, not stirred. Stick with that one. Martini. Shake it.
All right, everybody.
So cute.
Action. You're gonna wave them down. Don't look. Don't look. Give them, say the first part of the line. Don't move your hand.
Martini.
Okay. Drop your hand. Say the rest of the line. Yes, that's funny.
Yeah.
They used to have glasses.
I like when
because,
she takes that time with me
you could
and does
spill
that.
over into the other
Makes
glass,
me
which is a sign that I'm not poisoning you.
feel like
That's such a
I'm
big thing.
worthy
And
of
you know,
learning my
if you
mistakes.
click the glass and
And she takes that time with me. I like that.
Yeah. That's
Yay.
reassurance that you haven't.
You want to go have a chorizo burrito real quick? You got 5 minutes.
When you bring out the sunshine in me. And when you bring out the sunshine.
State of Arizona passed the bill where we get a tax break. And that's why all the film industry is going to be booming here pretty soon. So we're going to start breaking ground in Scottsdale. We're going to start breaking ground in Buckeye. 2 humongous buildings are going to be built there. It's going to be really, really big here. When I came from New Mexico to here, being out there, it was amazing. There was a film going on all the time. Every week there was something new. And so I was always
involved in some sort of background acting. There was always a gig going on. It was really fun. But I didn't know anything about how to get my foot in the door and go forward from background acting into, you know, what I am starting to do now. This is really, really exciting for me because not only am I here in Arizona where everything's going to be fresh and new and exciting, and there's going to be people from California building here. We have crew, film crew that are going to school to get ready for this. We got people who are taking so many acting classes, getting ready for this because everyone's pumped up. It's going to be huge here. It's going to take a couple years, but that's why I'm starting early. And so I figure, you know, I'll take all my courses, my you know, my audition courses I started out with. I started out with a few, you know, how to do commercials, you know, how to do auditions. And, you know, it really opened up a lot of doors for me how to speak openly with people because I was really afraid of the camera. I was really shy at first. And I still am, but now I'm more open and willing to share emotion, where before I was just like closed up to it. Can you imagine all the country western movies that are going to be filmed here in Arizona? We have it all. We have mountains, we have desert, we have snow. We've got it all. We've got rain, we've got beautiful flowers, we've got grass, we've got landscape. It's all here. What a better place to start a career in the film industry. I think the most exciting thing is that I'm still new at it. So I'm still learning. And if a director tells me to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to take offense to it. I'm just excited to learn and get started. So, yeah.
So everybody needs to have one that they wrote down. Anybody have one yet?
I do.
Yes, what do you got?
I thought,
Did you go first? You go first and then
I thought about it, but I'm pregnant.
But I'm pregnant. Oh my goodness, what a secret. That's nice. I love it. What's your line that you would write in if you could? And whatever line you just wrote for your silent publicity. I take the first one. He wasn't worth a bullet. And I'm going to have you. Okay.
I received an email from the talent agency, Signature Models and Talent, that I was getting an audition to see if they were going to accept me for the agency. And they scheduled me for a time frame that was going to be during my work hours, but I didn't want to reschedule it or I didn't want to decline it. So I was like, I'll make it work. And as I was at work, I just took my lunch break at that time and I went into the ladies' restroom and I put my phone up and I propped it up nice and neat. And I did my audition in there. 2 days later, I got the email that I was accepted. Yeah, so I have an agent now with one of the top agents here in Arizona, and I was surprised. I knew I had it in me to do it, but I wasn't prepared for how fast it was all going to happen. And it just one step after the next, and it was there. Things are just happening really fast, and I'm really excited. And I worked really, really hard for it. It's not like I didn't think I had it in me. Signature gave me audition to do Tuesday for a feature film in Prescott, Arizona. I'm going to be filming that. I'm excited that I got this. So next thing you know, we'll be getting more things, more commercials, and more little films. And before you know it, I think I'll have my my resume built up, and that's what I need.
She got an email one day talking about a healthcare agency in Albuquerque, and she asked me if I wanted to do it because it would have been both of us doing it together, and so we both took it. But it was a really cool experience seeing all the cameras and all the lights that they have behind it. I was just looking at her, and I had like the cameras kind of somewhere over here,
I literally just did this, like in a slow motion, making mouth movements. I think I said something like, oh, I was talking to a doctor actually, and my mom was sitting next to me. And I was just pointing at my throat.
Oh, honey, it's 102. Do you think urgent care or ER?
It's an FUO. She's gonna need a CBC, UA, culture, CRP, chest x-ray, and LP. Stat.
Really?
I read about it on the internet.
You're not a doctor. Now you don't have to act like one. Introducing 24/7 urgent and emergency care under one.
Guys, I got paid like $200, and at the time it was like, dang, I got some money on me now. It was in the actual healthcare that they built. So they built it, and then they made the commercial there, and it was for the healthcare agency that they had, a little ER.
Yeah, where do you want to go in all of this? How far do you want to sit? You want to just see what happens? Yes. Yeah. Yes. It's a great approach. Yeah. You should go in and just do all this good work and see what happens. Yeah, all the way up. And let's do a couple frames just like that. Again, I'm cropped about here, so. Hold up. There we go. Look at that. My wind kicked into it. Good. Full on smile. Beautiful, Cynthia. Yeah. That's wonderful. Okay, cool. Bring Brown back. Yeah. I'm like a journalist at this point. I like that. And I'm seeing something. That's nice. Okay, hold this. Good. Yeah, let's go serious again. Just a little. Yeah. Good. Journalization is really just a secondary manifestation.
In a quarter mile, the destination is on your left.
There's two reasons why I chose to do this. My mom always said I always wanted a horse since I was really little. And yes, I have always wanted a horse, but I've always been afraid of heights. So I never wanted to get on the horse and have to look down. But I realized that when you're on a horse, you don't look down, you look ahead, you look where the horse is looking. And so as I got older and wiser and started learning about life, really, I realized that now's a good time to take horse riding lessons, so I can get that on my resume too for acting, because we're going to have a lot of that here in Arizona, and that'll be something good to have. And then Pearla always wanted to take horse riding lessons too, and I remember just before her 7th birthday, it was actually for Christmas, we were going to give her, surprise her with horse riding lessons. Thank you so much for helping. He lifted up his foot for me. Because we had taken her to a ranch out there in New Mexico, and we let her, see what it was like, and she was so excited. She really wanted it. That's kind of another reason why I want to do this, to continue, living out Pearla's little dream, my dream as a child too. So.
But she works at a restaurant. There's watermelon, kiwi, pineapple, oranges, strawberries.
It didn't quite hit me until this morning while I was getting ready. I was cleaning and getting things ready. and I was rearranging some of the things here in my bedroom. And I was texting the boys and telling them Happy Thanksgiving, and that I love them, that I miss them. And I'm very thankful that I am able to have been their mother and to have raised them. And they're such good boys. Julian responds with something silly like he always does, you know, and Colton, he responds with something very lovable. And I hadn't heard from Gabriel for a while. I guess he'd been either working or something, but it's kind of nice. I mean, even though the boys aren't here and they all live in, you know, other places, it's kind of nice having family around, but it also gets overwhelming when everybody's in one place at the same time. I find myself just sitting back and listening to everyone and not so much saying a lot in the conversations, but listening and interacting by just staying at a distance, and then I'll put in my 2 cents if I need to. It was nice to have Vanessa here.
Love you. Hard. Okay.
Top 6. Sushi. Chinese food. Go up? Oh. Cute, thanks. Mussels. Food.
Pearla's 5-year anniversary of the accident was December 21st. Will be the December 21st coming up here will be 5 years. And being that it's 5 years for whatever reason seems like a big deal for us. I was talking with the boys about it, and for all of us, especially for Colton, it's a big deal. I'm also thankful for being Pearla's mom too. And even though it was a short time, I always go back to the memories of how she made me feel. And I just hold on to that because that's all I have. We are finally going to have some meetings with the attorneys about the next steps. And I think once we can finally get through that, Colton and I can feel like we can take one step forward with our life. We both agree that it feels like we've been just put on our life has been put on this hold, and we're just waiting for something to allow us to move on, to move forward. Even though we still live and we still do our daily things, and he goes to school, I go to work, you know, we still feel like there's been this pause in our life. And this 5th year is going to be really tough for all of us. So I hope we're all together for that 21st. I hope they are here in time and we can all be together and just talk about Pearla.
And there's a day, really, like, what was it you were saying? You're like not even paying attention. This is my dog's shirt he got for Christmas from Coda. Oh yeah. He ripped it. His jacket. So we bought him a new one.
Oh my gosh, so cute. That is so funny.
5. Oh, 7. 7.
They're like promote the brand.
We get Monica's cup.
But I do look forward to getting over that 5-year hump. I do look forward to that too. I don't want to dwell on it. I don't want to get overwhelmed with it. I just know that it's coming, and I get a little bit of anxiety. It'll be nice to have my boys here with me and spend time together.
What you want?
We were only a year and a half apart, and her friends kind of became my friends. We went to elementary together, and then I finally caught up with her in high school. We got along. She was always like loud and laughing and smiling and just happy and just fun to be around with. At 17 years old, Cindy decided she was going to move out of the house. And she was bold like that, brave. We kind of grew apart because then I was busy in high school. She went her way, I went my way. And, but we still, kept in touch as a family, of course, get-togethers, holidays, and whatnot. And there was quite a few years between those moments where, I really missed her. She grew up fast, but that's just how she was. She was not afraid to just venture out. But our relationship now is, it's one that, we've been through a lot, each separately, and it has shown us life in different ways. And so we come together and we talk about our life experiences. When we're at Mom's house, we laugh about things that happened in the past, and we laugh about things that happened, not too long ago, and we get along, There's no strife, there's nothing. It's just free-spirited, let's get together and just have a good time. Life with Cindy, it was never a dull moment.
How's it going? I worked a long night last night at the concert at George Strait, Chris Stapleton concert, so I'm really tired. So I had to put on my hydrogel patches.
Old lady patches.
Keep my eyes looking fresh today. I gotta go see Gabriel. I'm excited to see Gabriel.
I try to get Dig to come, but
Oh, tonight?
yeah.
So I'm sure it'll be like at one of those hole-in-the-wall grunge places.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos on his
Uh-uh.
Instagram kind of music?
Wait, hold on. What kind of music does
It's that kind of headbanging music where they scream, "Ma! Ma! Wah, 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 wah!" You can't understand what they're saying. It could be saying something simple like, "I'm really hungry." They're just like, "I'm so hungry."
Yeah, so I play music in a couple different bands here and there, and I also do a lot of like band photography and like video work for like live shows and stuff.
This is all in New Mexico?
Yes.
You're just like, oh my God, how do they do that for like an entire 20 minutes? But I'm sure the place is dark, small, crowded.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I can't even explain what it's gonna be like.
Oh, should I sit in the back?
Are you hungry? The house to go to work. I see her riding a different bicycle every day. It's either turquoise or pink.
Yeah. ready?
I'm ready. I had been very busy taking online classes with Communication Method for Actors with Faith Hips Clark, and I had an exciting opportunity to go on a film actors retreat for a 9-day trip in France, and I invited my sister.
De votre siège et de les jeter exclusivement dans les poubelles. Ladies and gentlemen, please check you don't leave any used mask on the seat pocket. They must be disposed of in the dustbins.
Okay. So Richard is Alan. And as a backdrop to your scenes and your scripts and the stuff that we're going to film. But it's a 13th century Qatar castle, so that, you know, there might be something that's a little broken or dusty, or, you know, it's just you're in a castle. So just keep that in mind when you're settling in, that it's going to be a little bit different. There's not screens, for example, there's not screens on any windows really here in France. Open up the window. Take a chance. What's the worst that can happen? A bat flies in.
That was real. It was about a 13-hour flight. We had about 4 hours of layover, but we made it fun. We had a good time on the plane, watching the same movie side by side. Hearing the different language barriers was it was fun. That's so nice. Ooh, look over here, Cindy. Bonjour, madame. Bonjour. 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 Rest right now. Yeah, go for it. In the town of Toulouse, the art began right when we got off of our bus. There was a place that we walked into called the Capitolium, and it had art on every wall. Size is enormous, 10, 20, 30 feet in size. I was taken back by several of the paintings. There was one in particular I remember of some little girls playing. I fell in love with that one. Okay. That's just so cute. This one here holding what looks like the water with a white angel. So pretty. When we arrived to South France, we were introduced to the chateau that we would be staying at. It was an old castle from the 13th century. It's just beautiful. It was a little hard to get used to because it felt eerie, felt creepy. You could see the cracks in some of the walls. The paintings that were in there were just as old as the castle. I remember the air just being so crisp, so clean. Everything about it was just perfect, except for the creepiness.
It was very creepy. It was old and beautiful to visit. Photo opportunity every corner, but it was creepy. I would not want to stay the night there ever again. It was so creepy that I had to wake up my sister in the middle of the night and to get into bed and sleep with her in her bed.
No, a deer would be fine. Something cute. Or maybe a bunny. I'll be happy with a bunny. Oh, this is rosemary. Oh, how pretty that it's growing downward.
Thank you.
but also our unity.
The blood of our ancestors flowing through our veins. Let us celebrate not just our victories, to unity, to victory, to us. To us!
The chef that was with us at the chateau made us meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And every morning he would take a drive out to Mirapeau and pick the vegetables, the bread, everything that he was going to make for us for the day. I think we lost weight while we were there because we ate so much, but everything was so healthy.
This is the city de Carcassonne, the biggest walled city, and it was built in the 13th century. So we are going to visit here. We're going to go up to the very top of the castle, and we'll show you that experience here shortly. We are in Carcassonne, and in the city, Carcassonne, there's a castle, and there's lots of little shops here. We're gonna walk around until we go to our tour in about half an hour. The tour starts where we're gonna go up on the top of the castle, and
believe we're gonna, it's like a little, it's lit up like little luminary type lighting. And we're gonna be like protecting the castle. We have like a role to play, like we're knights. That's all I know for now, but this is Carcassonne.
What is it? Say it again.
Big. Happy to meet you here and happy to welcome you. So we are going now start boarding. On board we are 3 hours tour. What's it done?
Spectators.
Entrance of the harbor. I think that the sea is very easy your sandwiches. And then later we will go to the with a bubble inside, a kind of champagne, but much better.
Love it.
Is this your sister?
Bella. I don't know if I brought my Bonjour. Nous sommes ici in la Mirepoix, Monday Mirepoix. We are going to walk up and down all the little shops and spend some time doing some souvenir shopping, getting some postcards and pastas, whatever we find that we can bring back to the States with us.
Ah oui, il est là-bas, ouais.
Coin? Coin?
Let me see.
Like coins? So I've got all my postcards, my stamps. Now I need to write the addresses on them, and we have a post office right here in this little village that we've been walking around in Mirepoix. So I'm excited that we can just put the stamps on and mail them off to everyone in the U.S. Mom, Dad, sissies, brother, and my kiddos. So they'll each get one. I'm just going to pick one randomly for them, not to think too much about who gets what. Oh, I love the bikes here, and I love to see the ladies riding their bikes in their dresses. I just think it's so beautiful and authentic. And it's fun. I love it here.
I will be waiting anxiously waiting for
Yes.
news. Who are you to me?
You hired me as a spy. Yes, you hired me to spy. I don't know what. So what would you need to hire a spy for?
So I think I'm going to be hiring you to, maybe it's a plot to
destroy the king, maybe.
Okay.
And not me knowing that she's trying to hide a secret because she's the king's daughter.
Action.
My lady, I bring news that this would lead to disaster. Indeed, my lady. The king's betrayal would trigger a war that will bring waste to our kingdom. It will destroy you.
It would destroy us. You knew of this, didn't you? You're not just some simple messenger. Speak, Catherine, speak! What else are you hiding?
I am the king's legitimate daughter.
Cut. Let's just have you. No, go back. Go back to being down. Just have you scream again.
Let us remember the ties that bond us. Let us celebrate our shared victories. Let us celebrate the unity that ties us together.
Yes.
To unity, to victory, to us.
To unity,
to victory, to us!
Just this whole experience in France, I feel is a once in a lifetime opportunity. It was just amazing and beautiful all at the same time. And who gets to do that? Who gets to stay in a castle in South France from the 1300s? It was a beautiful experience, and I'm glad I was able to experience this with my sister and to see firsthand that she got to fulfill this part of her acting career.
But what I thought was neat is that I made this for Julian right here. And I found some pictures of Pearla amongst some of them. There's Pearla way in there. So here she is again and again. So I don't know if they're going to want me to pull them out or not, but let's see. Oh, there she is. Her little face. I think I just might have one or two more like baby pictures of her. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There. Julian took really good care of her at all of Colton's baseball games. He would watch over her while we were just watching Colton's practices. And then I think that's her as a baby. Gabriel's got her. Julian has her right here. I have some of her clothes laid out here. I didn't bring much of her stuff with me. It's all in New Mexico. So this was her pajamas. It's in a lot of my Facebook pages. This is the last pretty pajamas that she wore. They're so cute. And she wore this when her and Colton were playing against me in the Nerf war. And she had all her little bullets tucked in there ready to shoot me. And then her robe, of course,
I think
this
I've
thing
seen.
was so oversized on her, but she loved it. You've seen her wear it before?
Yeah, I think I've seen it in pictures and video.
Oh, yeah. This was one of her Halloween costumes. She always wore the weirdest things.
We lived in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. And for the holidays, mostly Christmas, we would drive out from New Mexico to Arizona to visit family. Of December 21st, 2017, we were on the stretch of the 40, and we entered Joseph City, which is in Arizona, and there's a curve. And that's when we were hit head on. It happened so sudden, and my daughter did not survive.
It was 5 days from Christmas, and they were on their way to see us for Christmas and spend the week with us, Cindy and Colton and Pearla. And they were right near Flagstaff, and they never made it.
I had just gotten home from the store, and at the time I lived 2 blocks away from my parents' house. And my mom called me, and I thought she was calling to tell me that my sister had made it, was there, and if I wanted to go over for a little bit to visit. But she called and said there had been a really bad accident. She told me my sister was injured, but she's okay. I'm like, okay, well, what about Colton? She told me Colton is injured and he's okay. And then I asked, well, what about Pearla? She told me Pearla didn't make it. And next thing I know, I just screamed, and it was just this overwhelming feeling of disbelief of what had just happened because they were so close. And I felt so excited earlier in that day that I was going to see my niece and nephew, and I hadn't seen them in so long. And just that feeling of they were so close, but that meeting was never going to happen.
There was a dirt median that a car crossed over, and I saw nothing. We were just hit head on. I might have seen a color flash before our eyes, but it was the color of that car. As soon as I got the wind back in my lungs, I called out for Colton and Pearla, and I heard Colton's voice, and I did not hear Pearla's. I just knew what had happened. She was no longer with us.
I remember it was a Thursday night, and everyone gathered at my mom's house, my mom and dad's house, and we were trying to gather ourselves, and just trying to figure out like what do we do next, because we knew we all had to get to Cindy and Colton. They were in the hospital, and my niece had just passed away in a car accident, and so we decided that the next morning we would all travel to Flagstaff. I don't even remember the drive there. It was at least 2.5 hours. I don't even know how I got there. I remember my mom telling me that Cindy's foot was just smashed to pieces, and Colton's collarbone had dislocated. And we were all there with Cindy in the room, and thank God for the nurses and the doctors who allowed us to be there with her. She was the baby of all the nieces and nephews. She was only 6 years old.
I could hear things outside of the truck. I could hear people attending to us. There were people bringing blankets. I had to wait in the truck to be extracted. The paramedics and the fire department had to extract me with the jaws of life. Meanwhile, Colton was flown to Flagstaff Hospital by helicopter. He suffered neck injuries and some back and arm injuries. I was driven to the nearest hospital And when they realized the severity of my injuries, I was then later on driven to Flagstaff Hospital. I remember just before getting taken over to the Flagstaff Hospital, I remember having some visitors while I was in the hospital waiting to be transported to Flagstaff. And they are the ones that told me how severe my accident was. My truck was smashed in from the front end all the way in. The other car, same. There was no stomping on the brakes. It was, I don't know if I want to talk about this
Okay.
part, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this part, yeah, I don't know if I don't want to.
Yeah, skip it.
Okay. Because of that car accident, the injuries to my foot was so severe, they had to do several surgeries. It shattered like glass, basically, and there was talks of amputating. I had some really good doctors, some really good surgeons who saved my foot. It still feels like it's in the healing process. Day by day, I feel like things get better the more I use the muscles and the more I get around. Things just seem to get better, but the pain never stops. My left hand was casted. It was dislocated. And I was in a wheelchair for several months. Colton was in a wheelchair for several weeks. So we just had people taking care of us. My neck and my lower back were also it'll never be the same.
I still have some back problems from the accident, as well as my knee. Knee still pains me at times, and my back hurts a lot. I went to the doctors and they told me, it was from the accident. My injuries are still they're not as bad, but they're still there. I don't think it'll ever change. It'll always be the same. I think I can't do certain things with my back exercises, like leg exercises. I can't squat or deadlift. I can still do, luckily I can still play sports. I can still play basketball and football. I'm still very physical, so that's good. I just can't do a lot of things that I wish I could.
In the hospital, somebody came to visit at Flagstaff, and it turns out to be one of the paramedics from the helicopter. He came to check on me and to tell me how sorry he was. And he was returning something of Colton's that was left in the helicopter. We stayed in touch ever since.
wake me up.
That foot and left foot right in there. Grab hold of that. Perfect. Nice job. Perfect. See how those feet are right across the balls of your feet? That is right exactly where you would want to ride. Okay. Just right up there. Does that feel like you could pull up on him? Because with my horses, meantime, if he tries to put his head down and eat, you have to make that the turning part of the horse. So all of a sudden.
Right with your heel. Ready? Right! Yes!
It seemed like everybody was just coming through for us. I had phone calls from the church that I was attending. We were a member of Sagebrush Church, and they opened their doors for us to have the celebration of life for Pearla. And while we were sitting in there, I heard lots of commotion going on because it appeared that they needed to open up another overflow room because there were so many people still coming in. It just kept on getting fuller and fuller. I think from her guest book, I think I counted maybe 12 to 1,300 signatures. What a blessing to see all that love and all that support. I was sitting in my wheelchair, and I remember seeing this huge line in front of me. And my heart was broken, but it was also full of joy. I did not want not one of those people to walk away without getting a hug. I wanted to hug every single one of them and thank them for being so special to me and to support our family the way they did. I don't know where I would be without my family and all my friends. Thank you to everybody for loving me and for loving Pearla, for loving Colton, and for loving Gabriel, and for loving Julian. I live for them.
Those were hers on the spot.
Let me see,
Very
Cindy.
bottom for her.
About a year before, no, it was after we had already went to Disneyland.
Did you get some earwax in there?
And she bought them.
I saw you wearing them, and at first I was like, oh, I wonder if those were perfect. But then I was like,
Yeah, I found like a bunch of her little things in a little box. I was looking for something in particular. It's like, oh my gosh, her earrings. They just didn't have the backings to them. I don't remember where the backings were. She always lost the backings to everything, all her earrings and everything. So I put my own backings to them, and I thought I'd wear them today. And then this little thing, it's just a little cheap rubber band thing, but it's a little purple. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna keep them on just during the trial.
We had a trial that was Casaus versus State of Arizona. And our claim was that the Joseph City curve, that particular mile marker, was unsafe.
And that there needs to be barriers in that median to prevent oncoming traffic to cross over the median, which is what happened to my sister. And there had been multiple crashes in that same spot, and nothing has been done about it.
And I know there's a lot of people that have really mixed emotions about it. I left there feeling like a big hole was taken back out of my heart. Just as I started to heal from the grieving of my daughter, I thought this trial was going to help bring some closure, and all it did was just suck the life out of me.
My niece is the first fatality. And what's to say that the next person isn't going to die from a head-on collision in that same location where the curve is.
I feel like the state of attorney, the team, they did a really nice job with distraction, and the jurors never got to hear me or Pearla's dad or Pearla's brother or anybody in my family talk about what this tragedy did to us. We were basically kept quiet.
I don't like on my forehead shows.
There was a lot of units and emergency medical personnel arriving on scene. But it would have been secured very shortly after if it was not already.
In terms of the markings that you found in the dirt median that you attribute to the Behar vehicle, do you have any suspicions or any doubts that the markings that you found were related to the pathway of travel of the Behar vehicle through the dirt median?
I have no doubts at all.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Trooper.
Mr. Leader?
Trooper, you mentioned traffic control. There's a reference in your report that at some point ADOT assumed traffic control of this scene. Is that correct? That is correct. Is that a common practice in severe crashes like this for ADOT to come in and take over traffic control? Yes, it is. So the ADOT officials are obviously aware of these crashes, fair? That is fair. Further.
So she said, well, you know, Cindy told me that if it goes more than a week, you know, then it's going in our favor. If a week comes and goes and the juror comes back and decides that it's going to be in the state's favor, then it's over. Monday through Thursday came and went. They rested on Friday. And Cindy said, be prepared to get a call from the lawyers on Monday to just prep you for testifying. And I said, okay. Monday morning came. My mom was going to testify as well. Here we have a 6-year-old that was killed in a head-on collision. And they're going to want to hear what happened, you know? So I get a phone call that Monday from my sister. Her and her husband attended the trial that day, and she calls me crying, and she's like, Cindy lost. And that was it. And the jurors got to go home.
You know, you go into a trial just understanding that you may not win the case, but you go in with the expectation of at least being heard. It was said that the state of Arizona hasn't lost any cases, but, you know, my sister felt that she's going to fight for her daughter. ADOT is aware of the multiple crashes in this area and still has done nothing about it. The state brought in an ADOT engineer. They only got to hear ADOT this, ADOT that, the engineers and the speed limits. And one of the things that was disturbing was on day 7 of the trial, the state asked for a rebuttal over the evidence, the forms, and the judge agreed and made changes in her favor, and then gave them to the jury so they can make a decision based on the changed rebuttal forms.
I'm not going to let that take away my joy, because I know where my joy comes from. It is just really it's a really hard pill to swallow when something like this happens in somebody's life and there is no justice. It's unfair.
What is bothersome of the whole thing is the jury they didn't get to hear my sister speak, not once. They didn't get to hear her story and the tragedy. They didn't get to hear about my niece and the injuries of my nephew. They didn't even hear my niece's name. They didn't hear her age. So their stories are being told right now, today.
You curious to talk to the jury at all? No.
I don't even look at him. 6-2? No. So the ADOT guy came in. He's never made eye contact with us. He's never said good morning to us, nothing. And this morning, he walks in. He looks at me and Paul and Colton. Good morning. Is he talking to us? It's like he's never said good morning to us ever the whole time we've been here. He's been there every day since day one. Happy almost birthday.
Coffee.
Yep.
Somebody told me that they're all the same flavor.
Yeah. Two different people that.
Oh, really? They don't. It's just all in your mind. What color?
But they're really the same. They're all the same.
At the day of deliberation, and so then they just pick two numbers, and they say, okay, number so and so have to be excused, but you still can't look up anything in case you get called back, in case someone gets sick or whatever the case, or we need you in phase 2. That leaves us with the 8.
And with the majority of the 8 male, female?
The 8 were mostly women. There's 15 accidents within the last 11 years, I believe. And 3 of them happened within the year. I might be getting all the numbers mixed up, but 3 accidents within the year of mine, before mine. Yeah, so very, very much argumentative right there. I mean, I was hoping that's what the jury would see, but they had questions, and the questions were valid questions, but it was after the fact, after they had already went into deliberation, and we couldn't give them some answers because there was no more, the judge couldn't give them any more evidence that wasn't already given. Just that little evidence that was given, and
Because I watched pretty much almost every day, and I told Angela, I don't know what I missed. What did I miss that they came back?
it's the books that they probably had to read, all the books, you know, the ADOT books, the ASHTO books, the Caltrans books. They probably got to read into those, and that's probably where they ended up getting, okay, well, Arizona is following this guideline, but they are allowed to make a decision on whether or not they put the barricades up. They're not forced to, because they are following this guideline. However, there is a rule that says if there's so many accidents here, you need to put a barricade. But then there's a little minor rule that says you don't have to if there's not fatalities. There's just so much give and take. So
Even when the state was warranted by expert engineers, there needs to be something here. You know, it's just crazy. That's what I don't understand.
because it would be a shame if something else happened over there and this happens again. That's just a slap in the face.
he said there's lots of things to talk about, and appeals being one of them. Then it just wait and see.
Yeah.
But for now, you're free to talk about Pearla. That's the most important thing. And post and share and talk and get it out there.
That's right.
We can't lose memories from her. We can't lose our vision of her. We just gotta remember her always. I just never.
It's not over.
How are we going to tell her story?
We all have social media. No one can shut that down.
No.
Nobody can shut that down. And I know that right now the juries are curious since they've been told every single day, do not Google Cynthia's name, do not Google the Google Maps where the accident was, do not Google this, do not Google that. You know, they're all curious. They want to know what they're missing out on. They had to do the right thing by with the evidence that they had on the roadways and the ADOT, you know, what their story was. They didn't get to hear our story, but they will now. And, you know, somehow, some way, God's going to shed some light on all this. And I'm not worried about it. Just not worried about it. And if people think it's for the money, you know what, then they went in it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
That's not why I'm in it. So would the money have helped pay my hospital bills? Yes, because I still owe. But that's not what it's all about. So we're going to keep telling her story, and that's why I told Gabriel and Julian, you know, don't worry about this.
No.
Jump the gun.
Oh, you stay.
I just feel so lucky to have been chosen to be the mother of that little girl, that spunky little girl, that sparkle in her eye. And she's my inspiration to stay in the film industry. Pearla wanted to see me on the big screen. It was just a small little role I had in a movie. She got to experience me going to set and her waiting for me to come home.
In my eyes, Cindy's always been an actress.
She can go as far as she wants and as far as she's comfortable going. I think if she's just definitely determined enough and willing to stick with it, she can probably get pretty far. And I think she has a good chance at getting some pretty good acting roles in the future. I think her only limit is just what she wants to do.
I think it's really cool for her to do it. I think she can definitely go the full way if she keeps on pushing towards her goal. I think she can be on the big screen one day. I think she'll be at the top as long as she keeps her motivation.
I will stick with it until I just can't do it anymore. I don't think I'll ever fall out of that love for the film industry, whether it's in front of a camera or behind a camera, writing, producing, directing. It's something I'm always going to want to be a part of. It's inside of me now. It's burned inside of me. It's a passion. And it just started with that, like I said, a little sparkle in my daughter's eye.
Those are big in there. I hadn't seen those. Those are big on this side. Where?
Oh, there's a whole bunch.
Wow.
There's a whole bunch of them right here.
In here, they're big.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them in here. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. Get to the bottom of it. That's right.
There is no holding me back. And there's no holding anyone back. If it's in your heart, if it's a dream, it's gonna happen because it's a passion.
I think she could go really far. I was just hoping and praying for that one gig that's gonna shine that light that lives within her.
And I will be there every step of the way. I will be her #1 fan.
So I'm just gonna keep going day by day and doing what I love.